Hey guys, I thought I would do a very quick tutorial on InDesign and more importantly parent pages. And this is actually very relevant for undergraduates and graduates in architecture, especially when they first get into industry, as a lot of the time you'll be spending time in InDesign doing reports, presentation, interviews in order to win jobs. And being proficient in InDesign means that we can get results quicker and make changes quickly. So one important thing when setting up a document is parent pages. So if I click up here on pages, you can see we've got a list of all our pages. And then above that, if I drag this down, we have parent, a parent, none. So if we click on this, this actually takes us to a separate area aside from our document. And basically what we're going to be doing here is creating a template that we can then apply to pages within the document. And you can stack on these parent pages. You can have multiple parent pages, be it the template for a contents page, a title page, a generic page, a report page, whatever needs to be made. So I just wanted to quickly run you through some features that the parent pages have, such as this is a pretty self-explanatory one, but one thing that parent pages have, let me just put some text in here, is special characters. So special characters, if I click on the box, we can go insert special character, and you got symbols, markers, hyphen and dashes, quotation marks, and other. So we'll be looking at markers, and what we'll discuss today is current page and section marker. So a current page marker, as you can see, comes up with a letter here, is basically will automatically work out what page number that is within the document and set it. So if I quickly let me drag this over here, and I'll click and shift to make another one, and I'll drag it over here. And then if we just set that to the corner, let's just move it up a bit and pull it down. And we'll change it to a sans serif font just because why not? Right, so there's our one there. Make that one actually, and instead of just doing the other one, we'll drag it across again. Right, like so. Delete this one, and then we'll just set it to the left-hand side. Now, that's a parent, so that will automatically apply. As you can see, there's A's in the top corner here on every page. That will automatically apply to every page. So if I click on a random page, you can now see we've got 2, 4, 6, like every page I have in here is now numbered. And that's because they have a parent page automatically applied. So if I go back in here, we can now just right click on it, and you can see there's delete parent, print parent, new parent, apply parent, 2 pages. So what we can do here is actually create a new parent page. So let's just quickly do that. And what I'll do in this one is I'll actually copy across the page numbers from the previous one, but let's add section markers. So a section marker is good for especially long documents where your table of contents doesn't necessarily cover every single page in the document, but more the sections. So it would be like 1.1, 2.1, 3.1, and so forth. So next to this page number, I'm going to insert marker, section marker. And I'll just pull this out of it. So it says B section. So I'll just put a straight line separating those two just to make it a bit more friendly looking. And then again, I will copy this across. So section markers work a bit differently, which I'll show you soon. So as you can see up here, this is now B parent, there's A parent, Now, if you really want, you can change the name of these. May have to make it do that prior, but I'll do that for the next one. So as you can see here, everything has the A, but if I right click, and in fact I probably need to highlight both pages. If I right click and go apply parent to page, and you get this drop down. So to pages 4 and 5, we want to apply, instead of A parent, B parent. Click OK. And here you can see, whoops, that's the wrong page. Here you can see there is now a section there. So you can see I can't select that. So that's the whole point of a parent page, to create elements that you can't actually grab or change or manipulate, that are standardized throughout the document. So if I go here and right click on this button, we'll do both. You can see here we have number and section options. So if we click here, you can change the number that it starts at, but we want to look at the section prefix, sorry, the section marker. So here is where we write down what our section would be. Let's say we're opening the document and the first thing we're doing is just the introduction. Okay, so now you can see it's introduction. Let's just, for the sake of it, add the following 4 pages to be, click OK. Now you can see they all say introduction, and our introduction is when that starts. You can see this triangle, that's what indicates when it begins, and if you actually click that, it highlights the whole rest of the document. So what we want to do now is, let's say introduction only lasts until page 8. So we'll go to page 8. Pretty much on page 8, we then go into our first section. So we go back, numeric, sections, section marker, and instead of being introduction, let's say it's research. So now this is our research section. Click OK. You can see actually, sorry, it starts on page 9. So now you can see this has an indicator above it when research begins. So now if I click this marker, this is the whole introduction area. These are the 5 pages in introduction. And then obviously this would go however long research would go on for. This is really handy, especially, we'll go back to this parent page and we'll just add title, make that a nice font, nice and big, and then what we'll do is we'll also do a subtitle, probably not as big. Right, so now I've changed the parent page, and if I go into any page that's an A page, you'll see that it has the title on the left side page. I didn't change anything to the right, so it stays still. It stays as a spread. So in order to edit this, I can't click it here. But if I then go Control Shift, I can click it. But that then overrides it from the parent. So if I was to do that to the page number, I then went above it and added a page. Add a page? I think so. Let's add a few pages. There we go. Disappeared on me. Let's try again. So if I just change this to test, I've changed that number. In fact, I've also moved it. Then above that, I'm actually going to move these 2 pages. Right? and then I'm going to add 2 pages in between them. So even though I've done that and selected it, and it's movable, it's still changing the number. It's still acting as a page number in relation to the document. And this is just a super simple overarching explanation of parent pages. Thank you.